Corey Swargos here for Slap News with Alan Klingbeil. How you doing, Alan?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Corey?
Awesome, man. Must be a really exciting day for you. Your matchup during the Power Slap rehearsal gets released today on Rumble. What's the first thing that went through your mind looking back at the fight?
I thought I looked really good.
Yeah. Did you remember everything, or did like things start to come to you, kind of come back to you, or things that you didn't realize in real time that were happening that you seen on the screen?
Yeah, most definitely. When I was watching the video, I mean, there's just so much going on in that moment, especially after you get slapped for the first time. And no matter what you do, there's a little bit of a ringing in your head, and you're trying to stay focused. You got 60 seconds to go. You got your coach screaming at you. You got the ref talking to you.
Yeah.
There's just a lot going on. So getting to see it from an outside perspective is pretty neat.
Yeah. I mean, we got the tail of the tape, up here right now. The biggest thing that is on here is definitely the height. With looking at a 6-inch height differential.
Right.
How soon in the week did you know that you were going up against Joe?
I think the day before, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you think that height difference would make that much of an impact? Because when we see you getting ready here coming up, we're going to see you have to crouch down quite a bit to be able to line up against his chin.
Yeah. Honestly, my biggest concern is from my perspective and even a few of the other fighters, their perspective was the shorter guy has the advantage because of the angle that they're at. And because you have to crouch down as a taller person, there's always that opportunity you might lose some power because of the way you have to kind of like throw your body into it and things like that. So I think if you have like your posture is just like fully straight up, but like sort of straight up, you get that wind up a little bit better as opposed to being taller and you having to crouch down. You're losing some of that swing there, I think. So I was more concerned I was going to get knocked out. I'll be honest. So
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, well, we'll see how it unfolds. I mean, obviously this is one of the bigger, height discrepancies that we've seen to date. So you win the coin toss. I know that you're no longer able to pick, so they just mandated that you swung first.
Right.
So let's walk through what's going through your head right now as you're getting ready to slap a human for the first time.
Man, I was just trying to psych myself up. I fully believed I was going to knock him out on the first hit because that was my goal, and I've been training like nonstop, especially on those bobs to try and knock him out. And I think I did pretty good. I think I almost nailed him to the point where he fell down, and I think had he fallen down, it would have been called. But yeah, that was what was going through my mind. It's like I just have to knock this guy out, one and done. So
yeah. Looking back here, they just called you for a foul for stepping. Did you believe you stepped?
Yeah, I think one of the funniest things about this is I have two different size shoes on there, and I didn't realize this until after the match. But I don't know what happened, but when they gave me the shoes, they seemed to fit fine, and I was so in the moment before the match, I didn't even think to check. But I'm wearing a 15 and a 13, and I'm a size 13, obviously. So there's a lot of room on that right shoe, which is what happened. I lifted that right foot. And after it happened, I recognized what I needed to do. But I was like, after the fight, I was like, oh, man, that must have been why I lifted my foot so high. I had so much space in that shoe. So I know it's kind of a funny side detail, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're just looking back now. So Joe's first strike, obviously, I think here is where we see, the height difference come into play.
Right.
Full extension, you can see the slap was relatively low. You can see the hand marks against your Adam's apple in your neck.
Right.
But I want to, I'll give him the credit and say it's probably a clean strike on his behalf because it's probably as high as he could reach in all honesty. So I definitely, I don't think he was trying to do anything egregious there.
Right.
But he definitely didn't hit you square. You can definitely see it glance, lower across the bottom. It looks like almost like even just the top two fingers actually hit your jaw and the other three were off. How did that feel? You said like the first time you got hit.
Man, I thought it was really weak. And obviously in the moment I maximized on it just to make fun of him a little bit. I think I probably said something like, is that all you got? Because I couldn't I couldn't fathom someone hitting me that lightly. So I was like, man, I hope he delivers a little bit harder next time. Yeah,
I mean, that one there, you hit him square again. I mean,
right.
tough competitor, eating that. Did you think he was going to go down on that one?
For sure. Absolutely. I mean, I, gosh, I gave it all I got. I don't know how I got, I know in that third hit, I managed to deliver a little bit harder, but I really, I just laid everything I had into it. And I thought he was a goner on that second one for sure. So,
Interesting. Yeah. There we go. Second one, very, very similar placement again.
right.
Did that one hurt a little bit more?
Yeah, definitely. And I gave him that head nod, just to let him know, like, hey, you delivered a little bit better. There you can kind of see it. It rocked me a little bit harder. So,
Yeah, a little bit higher there, a little higher on the chin.
definitely.
What's Ryan saying to you right here?
Man, I have no idea. I think he's just trying to hype me up and like just let me know, like, hey, you got that foul. You need to make sure and knock him out on this last one, or you're gonna lose. Like I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
internalize that. So
How much did that really play into your mind, knowing that you had that foul here? Like, were you trying to swing extra hard?
absolutely, because at that point it's like, okay, accuracy is a little bit less important, and the strength, like right there, you can kind of see it. I definitely hit him a lot harder on that last one. So um, I think that's just because like leading up to on those first two hits, you're just trying to remain accurate and not get those fouls. And so on that last one, he's just like, hey, if you don't knock him out, you're probably gonna lose. And so just
Yeah.
go for it. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So I mean, he withstands it here. Gotta give him, they say, give him some credit for being tough on that. Coming back for the last one, you probably knew you were kind of down at this point with the penalty. What's kind of going through your mind? Are you hoping that he's gonna foul? Was I even thinking about that? Like, what's going on?
I was just kind of praying, if I'm being honest, praying for that foul. I was like, man, I lost. If he delivers that last slap, and honestly, for him, I'm surprised he didn't just try and lightly slap me because I believe he would have won had
Yeah.
that happened because of the foul. So, yeah.
So he gets the clubbing there. Did your neck swell up at all afterwards?
Oh yeah, I had like some. It almost looked like a burn from like a rope or something on my neck from that point. So, but yeah, definitely. I mean, he hit me pretty hard in the neck, no doubt about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. But you ate it here. I mean, you still seem control. Obviously you're not wobbled too much.
Right.
Looking at the entire thing, like, did you think you would take more damage than what you did, or are you just happy to get out of there and still be on your feet?
I mean, in that exact moment, I was just thrilled to know that I probably won because of the hits that I delivered and his lack of power on his delivery. Yeah. Sorry. What was your initial question? I don't mean to.
Oh, all good. Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, looking back at it, like, did you think you were going to take more damage than you actually did in
Yeah,
this match?
for sure. I mean that's the worry, right? Like no one's ever. I've been punched pretty hard in the face like consecutively in like an amateur MMA match. And so in
Yeah,
my mind, the whole time I was just comparing it. And after the first two initial slaps, at that point I knew I could take them. So I
yeah.
was a little shocked at how much it didn't hurt, if I'm being honest.
Gotcha, gotcha. So you're confident right here before the decision that you think you got a shot to win, or were you still kind of just unsure of where it was all at?
As soon as are you talking about? Yeah, is this the third hit? Yeah, let me see. I'm in that moment. I thought, man, I knocked this guy out for sure, and he managed to stay on his feet. I was kind of upset about that, obviously, because after that, I thought, oh, I've lost it. But when he struck me in the neck there, I mean, now,
Yeah.
honestly, as soon as he hit me in the neck, I was just like freaking pumped, which you can kind of see the smile on my face right after that. So, because I knew, like, all right, he got a foul, I had a foul, but I deliver more power, so I'm definitely going to win this.
Nice, nice. You know, as kind of the match, took place here, like, did it live up to the hype? I mean, you went in there, you had some energy going into it. Like, was it everything you hoped it would be?
Absolutely. I mean, just
Yeah.
the fact that I know a lot of people have a hard time seeing this as a martial art, but you're there. You're at the UFC Apex. You got Dana White. I think Mark Wahlberg was in the crowd. Like you got
Hmm.
cameras on you. There's the interview afterwards, the interview beforehand with you, and it's just, gosh, I don't even know how to explain the rush. I cannot wait to be in the ring again. Like that, it was absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, that's a perfect segue. What's up next for you?
I believe I'm fighting. Well, shoot, am I allowed to say that? I know you interviewed the guy beforehand. Was he able to announce that? I want to make sure I don't announce anything I'm not
Yeah,
supposed
you know what, man? I mean, honestly, I'm not even sure. Maybe not. Just say that, you know what, you're going to be back in Power Slap number 2. And what can people expect from you the second time around that they didn't see during this match?
Well, I think the number one thing you look forward to is harder slaps, better technique.
Hmm.
Obviously, I'm trying to be a little bit more of a hype man as I go in there, and I think you can
Hmm.
expect some entertainment. And if I had anything I could say to the fans out there, I would, or even the naysayers, I would say, hey, this is a phenomenal sport. Everything about it is regulated. I think Dana White is doing everything he can, as well as Frank. I think Lamacella is how you say his last name. I think they're doing everything they possibly can to make sure that this is a safe sport to
Hmm.
compete in, and to just know that this does take technique, and it does take time, and it does take training from a lot of people that have to work a day job, including myself. In
Hmm.
like we are training the best we can to be professional at the professional athlete level. So I hope you guys know that out there, and both for the fans currently and the naysayers, like I say, tune into Power Slap 2, and I bet you're going to be super impressed both by me and everyone else that's in the arena. So.
Awesome, man. So, like, what type of training are you doing right now to get ready?
I'm doing a lot of cardio, doing a lot of upper body strength training, and as well as the
Hmm.
core, definitely. And obviously within that, you're getting a lot of back muscle training. But I've been primarily trying to cut a few pounds, and then just build back up into muscle. And that again is the core, as well as lower and upper back muscles and your chest with the arms, included. Kind of I mean, it's really a full body training at the end of the day. A lot of cardio, a lot of running, mostly to cut that
Hmm.
weight, and then a lot of just strength training to build back up. So, and then
Nice,
of
nice.
course practicing that technique. So.
Awesome, man. Where can people follow you on social as you get ready to go into your next matchup?
You can follow me at Thunder Slaps. So that's with two P's and an S at the end of that. But yeah, that's my main fan page if you want to follow me. So
Awesome, man. Absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for coming and breaking down your fight.
yes, sir. Thank you so much for this interview.